webinar. So today, as is the first of a series of webinars we're hoping to host, and we're looking forward to your feedback. And the point of this webinar is to educate you guys on some features that you might not have used when you initially started to go with LEAP. And then some new features. Obviously, LEAP is ever evolving as a product, and there's some really great new features with what Laurencia is going to go through. But we just wanted to kind of give you a good kind of an overview and some tips on how to use LEAP. So as I said, the webinar is being recorded. The order for today is myself, Sabina Brannigan from Jayva. I'm the Client Success Manager here in Jayva, Ireland. And I probably had the pleasure of meeting a number of you when you first went live with LEAP. So today I hope you get some nice little tips and some knowledge on features maybe that you haven't been utilizing. And after I've done my presentation, I'll hand you over to Laurencia. So I'll let Laurencia just to introduce herself.
Yeah, thanks, Sabina. Yeah, and I do recognize a few familiar names here, so I'm sure I've met a few of you here. But for those who don't know me, yeah, my name is Laurencia Maguire. I'm the Business Development Manager here in LEAP. I've been working with LEAP now for over 4 years, helping firms transition to the cloud. And I'm sure many of you know we've released a number of new AI features this year. So over the past few months, my main focus has been showing firms these new developments with LEAP and showing you guys how you're going to be implementing each of these new features in your practice. And look, overall, the goal of you guys implementing these features, again, it's going to be improving the productivity and profitability in your firms. So looking forward to going through Matter AI with each of you.
Great. Thanks, Laurencia. And we look forward to seeing the Matter AI because it is a great tool that has been implemented into LEAP recently. And yeah, look forward to seeing that. So just a couple of house rules for today. It's very informal. We just kind of wanted to give you a little overview and insight into some of the features, as I said. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand or to type in the chat bot or in the little chat box on Zoom. And either myself or Laurencia will deal with the questions when the time is right. We'll try and keep the flow of the actual presentation going. And yeah, it is being recorded, so we will send you an email with the recording just so that you do have that for your own reference. So the first area that I just wanted to cover today is obviously, as I said to you, when you go live with LEAP, it's you don't get to utilize some of the great features that we have. So what we do, what I wanted to cover today actually was the reoccurring matters in LEAP. And the reoccurring matters are basically, now that you guys are used to using LEAP, creating new matters, you might note that whenever you open up the matters within LEAP, you want to kind of edit and tailor the folder structure. You want to have your section 150 available. Whatever the kind of the tailoring of the area of law that you want to do, we can do that within reoccurring matters. So if we just start, we'll go through how do you access reoccurring matters and how do you manipulate and kind of set that up for yourself. One of the things that I find whenever we're doing the training with LEAP is we kind of focus on, adding a file, and we go to the menu screen, but the details of the menu screen can quite be overwhelming when you first start. So today I'm really going to focus on the menu screen and show you and bring you to an area where you can view matters, view cards. This is where the area in the system in the back end that you can search up documents, correspondence. You've got your Law Connect features and items as well. And this is the area within LEAP that, as I said, it's in the background, but it'll allow you tailor parts of the system to how you want them to work. So I'm going to click on my reoccurring matters, and what we can see is it's giving us a list of predefined ones that I have done. Okay, and if we look at these predefined ones, it allows me then to manipulate or edit one that I've already done. So I'm going to go with the divorce proceedings, and like everything in LEAP, to edit or manipulate any templates, we're going to right click, we're going to click on modify, and it will bring us into the actual template and allow us to manipulate and edit this template. So We are in a divorce proceedings reoccurring matter template, and we can see there that it's a reoccurring matter template because it's showing us that it is. Fiona is always the owner of the file, and we have given it the matter type or title, divorce and dissolution. We can see we've told it Dublin District Court is always the card we're going to use, and Commissioner of Votes is part of that file characteristics. We've given it 3 folder structures: evidence, court docs, and client documents. And we've also, whenever you go into that matter type, we've also asked LEAP to predefine 3 documents that are waiting for whoever's opening that document. So we've really tailored this matter type to how our firm wants to run the file. One thing to note, and this happens either in reoccurring matters or anywhere within LEAP, if you right click and edit table types, it allows you tailor the list at the details to the information that you want. So you can see here we're clicking on third party, and we want to make sure that in our divorce proceedings area of law, third party is always available to us. And that applies to any template that we're doing or matter type that we're doing. If we want to add a folder, we can simply click on underneath the correspondence text, we can click on new folder, and we can create a pleadings folder or whatever we want to have within this reoccurring matter. And similarly, if we want to create a Word document that we have waiting for us whenever we open up the divorce proceedings matter, we can simply go to our forms and precedents, select the document that we want to have available in that area of law, and that document will be available within the matter. Okay. Once we've edited the reoccurring matter, we can click on save and close. And then that has been part of the, that is part of the knowledge base then for the firm. It is a great way, as I said, to kind of utilize and to manage your firm's knowledge base. There's one thing now, I'm clicking on the question mark here for you guys, and see here help for this window. It's probably one of the features that people have heard me drill on about. This is basically whenever you click on the question mark, it'll open up the knowledge base and help menu for you on that area that you're doing, or the screen that you're on within LEAP. So it's vital that when you are doing something new, I say to people, open that up before you even start doing it, because you'll make sure that you're getting the knowledge base in that. And that applies to every single feature or page within LEAP. If you click on the question mark, it will open up the help menu for that matter. You can see if in this screen here, if I wanted to create a new matter, I do it there from reoccurring matters. There's another way of going to the reoccurring matters here, and that is beside new matter. You've got your arrow, and you can click new matter from reoccurring matter and then pick which area of law you want to, or you can go, it'll bring you back to the template editing screen. So it does allow you and give you a huge amount of information that you can do within there. So that's reoccurring matters. Do we have any questions or anything, Laurencia, in relation to that? It's a nutshell, it's an overview.
No, I don't see anything so far, but guys, feel free to pop it into the chat if you do have any questions when we're running through it.
Exactly. Please pop in. It's a whistle-stop tour, these webinars. They're not designed to go over a full training session, and you can contact us directly if you want us to go through any of that. But the idea of these webinars is to give you an idea of the functionality that is available that you mightn't be utilizing, and to show you how easy it is to be able to utilize those areas or those functions within LEAP going forward. So if we've no questions, I will move on to the next area that I wanted to look at. And that is something that is, I'm on to the next page. Yes, then this is conflict checking. Now, before we start, actually, it's a good question to ask. Is anyone using the conflict checking area within LEAP? Raise your hand. It'd be nice to see who is using. Brilliant. So we do have some people that do, and I do understand, you know, when you do go live with LEAP, it is a feature, and that's one of the reasons we've put it as part of the material for this webinar. It is important that that you do start looking at maybe using it now that you're used to the basic functions and adding new cards onto LEAP every day. Okay, so we'll start off with the client conflict. Sorry, I've gone into the wrong screen. I hit a button. Nothing like a live webinar. I pressed it. No, it's gone again. Conflict checking. There we are. Okay, so in conflict checking, again, what it allows us to do is we are going to go into the menu section, okay, and into the home screen of the menu section. And again, this is where we do our reoccurring alarms. We can search for our documents, and we're going to go to the conflict check here. Okay, so within the conflict checking, it's going to give us a list of the conflicts that we've done prior. You can see it there. Okay, and we've gone and we've done our conflicts, showing us the possible conflicts that there was, what matter it's been added to, and the staff member who has completed the conflict check. We're going to create a new check. We're going to check for Mary Smith, who is our new client. We're going to find an exact match from this conflict check. We're going to click on the magnifying glass, and you can see it's come up with some conflicts. A potential conflict with the card, Mary Smith, and the address of the client, and then a potential conflict there with the divorce and dissolution between another party. So once we've reviewed the conflict, we can give it details if we want. So I've just written no conflict here. And then we have the option of saving and closing, and that will close the screen. But in this case, I'm just going to click on the save or save and new if we wish to, but I'm going to click on save here. Okay. So once we're happy with that, one thing I didn't do, which I oversaw, is I need to say if it's in progress or there's no conflict or there is a risk of conflict. So once you're happy with the check, then what you can do is you can save it into the conflict check database, and then you can actually attach it to the matter. You can attach it to the matter and update the compliance area, and you can attach it to a card. So depending on your policies, and you can print it off as well, but depending on your policies within the business and how you deal with your compliance, you will be able to add it directly to the matter. So once we've added it to the matter, we can see it's attached there. And then we can save and close it. And now that conflict check is part of the list of the conflicts that we've done within LEAP. So, and you can print it off, as I said to you earlier on. Another thing to remember, and again, if we go back to the to what people need to remember whenever they're on new pages, is you do have your little question mark. Don't forget about it. Help and support. And again, it'll bring you to the guidelines and knowledge base of what you're actually doing for that matter. There is the university available as well. And that's something we'll send on through the notes that'll give you a link to the university that you can do if you want. And again, where did I go? Menu and conflict check to get this feature. So that's what we wanted to cover when it came to the conflict check. We don't have any questions, so I think everyone is either using it or they're either using it or they've taken notes very, very fast, or they're just going to use the question mark. But it is a really good feature that I would recommend. And again, we're coming into a new year. So if you aren't utilizing, coming into 2025, it might be a nice procedure or kind of risk management area that you might look at going into 2025. All right. Okay, Laurencia, I'm going to go on to the next question, or the next area here that I wanted to do. And I know you're all just dying to see the AI, so I'll try and make this very fast. They're like, we don't want Sabine on, we want Laurencia, we want the AI features. So again, I suppose these are little tips and tricks. It's very hard when you do go live with any new system to try and take all the little the information that you need in. So one of the areas that I just wanted to focus on, and again, in this case, I'm going to go back to the menu screen, okay? And the reason I'm doing that is I want to show you the features that you might not know about in the back end. So again, we're going to go back to the menu, okay? So I'm clicking on menu. And you'll all be clicking on this now after the webinar. And again, we've got our reoccurring matters. We have our documents. That's what we're going to focus on today. So we're going into our documents and I'm going to say search all documents and correspondence. So you can search all matters, you can search all recent matters that you've been in, and you simply type in the word or phrase that you're looking for, and LEAP will search all the matters and all the documents within LEAP and find you the document that you may need. So that's something I'd recommend that you have a look at today. Where do we go? Menu, search all correspondence, and it's in there for you. Okay. And so again, have a look at that after this webinar today. The next area, and this is also in the menu section. We have new matters, you can view matters, and you can look at your accounting area, you can look at your reports. You have a marketplace where you can add different features within LEAP. And then we have the other. Now, what the other section does is this will allow us view the land reg rates or court fees for Northern Ireland or the Republic of Ireland. So you can see here legal rates. Okay, a lot of people go, wow, whenever they see this, with the land reg fees, and we have the different fees that are maintained and managed by LEAP. I show this to people on site and they're like, oh, this is brilliant, because the amount of time and energy that is spent Googling information and trying to get the latest rates. So this is a really, really good feature. And again, where is it? In the place that I have spoken about all day today is in the menu section, other, and then you go to your rates. So they're kind of our top tips today that I wanted to be able to give you. I suppose for those of you who are new to LEAP, they might be something that you can look at. For those of you who have been using LEAP for quite a while, we're more than happy to be able to help you kind of get the most out of your LEAP as well through best practice. So feel free to give us a shout after this webinar should you have any questions. And yeah, that's really what we wanted to cover today, was the reoccurring matters, the conflict check, and then other tips and tricks. We're more than happy to get feedback from you guys as well in what topics you'd like us to cover going forward. So please send us an email following this webinar, and we'll be able to focus on and go through some of the features. So without further ado, I'm going to put you on to Laurencia. So
Brilliant. Thanks a million, Sabina. And yeah, guys, so look, as I mentioned at the start, this year, LEAP, we've released a number of new AI features in the system. And for today, the primary focus is going to be on Matter AI. So before I jump into Matter AI in action, just a bit of background as to why LEAP have created this product for you guys. And look, we understand that generally within each matter or client file you have within LEAP, there can be hundreds, if not thousands of documents, and they typically tend to contain a lot of data. And usually you'd have to be sifting through and analysing these documents individually, and you'd have to be taking up notes really to be building up a picture of where that file is at through detailed research. And we do understand in turn that can take up a lot of your time. And we know while some of it can be charged back to the client, more than likely it's going to be lost down to inefficiencies or down to fixed fee. So in return, that's why we're after creating Matter AI. We essentially are looking to streamline that component of document searching and document drafting for each of you. So with Matter AI, it's going to be able to search through and analyze all the documents and correspondence that you have stored in each of your client files and cases. With Matter AI, what I'm going to show you is you're going to be able to ask it anything about your client file, and then you're going to be able to get instant answers to those questions. And with Matter AI, so look, we know in the client file, you will have documents stored in there, but in addition to that, it's going to be like your spreadsheets, your emails and attachments, scanned PDFs. I know some people even have handwritten notes in their client files. So Matter AI is actually going to be searching through and analyzing anything like that you have stored in the file. What I want to show you guys first is how Matter AI can be used to find key information that ordinarily you'd need to be searching for manually in your matter. So let's say we'll go ahead, Sabina, with this example. And you can see here, so we're in a personal injury case. Our client is Miss Sophia Cox. And if you look to the right-hand side, you'll see our correspondence or saved documents in here. But let's say we want to go ahead now and open up Matter AI. I think so. Let's throw it in there. Yeah, perfect. So you can see up the toolbar up the top, that's where our Matter AI chat feature is. So we'll select that and give it a second to open. And again, so with this feature, this is where essentially you're going to be able to ask anything about your matter when we open up this in the client file. Now we'll just maximize that screen there. Now, so we have it open here, and if you see the Ask Me Anything section down the bottom, so that's where we're going to be able to ask any questions about this file. So let's kick off. We're in a personal injury matter. Let's ask, what type of injuries did my client sustain? And once we put that through into Matter AI, what it's now going to be doing is scanning through all the correspondence you have in your file to find the best results for this answer. And you can see within a few seconds there, it's going to come through with the answer, what type of injuries our client has sustained. It will outline a general overview of that for you, but it will also reference the document on where it found that information from for you. Again, so let's say we know what type of injuries their client sustained. Let's say we want to go ahead and ask it another question. So we'll go ahead, and again, we're using the Ask Me Anything section down here. Let's say, when and where did these injuries take place? And again, guys, this is just an example. This can be done across any client file, any different area of law, and you can be using this feature for. So when and where did the injury take place? Again, Matter AI, it's scanning through all your correspondence, all your client files, and it's going to find that information for you. And you can see there, it will outline when and where the injuries took place. So 8th of August, 2022. And again, it's referencing the document and where it found that information from. Now, before I move on to the next example, what I just want to highlight for you guys is with Matter AI, it's going to give you suggested questions based on the type of area of law that we're currently in. So you can see here, we have 3 suggested questions that will come up. And I'll read them out there. So what evidence supports the claim of negligence against Gregor McKeown? Second one, are there any witnesses who can corroborate the events leading to the injuries? And then what are the anticipated future care costs for Sofa Cox's injuries? So let's go ahead, rather than typing in our own question, let's go ahead with one of the suggested questions. And we'll just go through them there. So let's now go ahead with, are there any witnesses who can corroborate the events leading to the injuries? Now, again, this is going to be looking through all the documents you have stored within the client file, and it's going to find out for us if there's any witnesses. And you can see here within a few seconds, it's going to say, yes, there is a witness. Her name is Miss Emma Black. It's going to provide a brief overview of her witness statement. And you can see at the very bottom there as well, it's after referencing the witness statement and where it found that information from. Now, what we can also do with this data is with Matter AI, we can get it to actually draft up documents and emails for us as well, based on the information you have stored within your client file. So let's say for this example, we want Matter AI to draft us a letter of engagement to our client. So again, we use the Ask Me Anything section down here. We submit that into Matter AI. And you'll be able to see there, literally within a few seconds, guys, it's going to start drafting that letter of engagement for you. And what it will do, it's going to be taking the details from your client file and inputting this into the letter of engagement for you. And so up the very top here, you're going to be able to see it will have your firm's letterhead, the address, the client's details, her address, and it's going to draft that letter of engagement for you. So it's going to include the scope of services, fees and expenses, client responsibilities, termination of services. And again, what we can do with this document is we can actually use the feature down the bottom to copy it, and we can then paste it into a document in Leap and have it saved as a template for you guys in the system. Now, if you don't mind, perfect, guys. So look, I want to show you one last feature in Matter AI that I know has been really helpful for a lot of our clients. So what you have the ability to do in Matter AI, in addition to asking it questions and getting it to draft up documents and letters for you, is you can actually ask it to compare two documents and summarize those documents for you. So in this example, let's say in our personal injury file, we have claim forms. And we see here, we have the statement of claim from our client and then a witness statement from Miss Emma Black. If I go ahead and highlight them and right click, at the very bottom, you're going to see the new option, Matter AI New Document Chat. So let's go ahead and open that up. And again, what Matter AI is going to do now is you can see up the very top with the Matter AI, it's going to have statement of claim from Ms. Sophia Cox, and you'll see the other witness statement then is included in this. So this means Matter AI is just focusing on these two documents when you ask questions. But let's go ahead and say we want it to summarize and compare these two documents for us. So again, we type it into the Ask Me Anything section at the bottom. So summarize and compare these two documents. Now, and within a few seconds there, guys, it's going to be providing a summary of both of these documents for you. So you can see there the witness statement from Miss Emma Black. It's outlining the incident description, the actions against Gregor McKeown, her injuries, and the overall conclusion for this document. And again, the statement of claim from Ms. Sophia Cox, the nature of the claim, the injuries received, actions of Gregor McKeown, and the reliefs claimed. And then at the bottom, it will outline the comparison between them, if there's any discrepancies or similarities between the two documents and statements for you. And guys, overall, this is an example with Matter AI. Besides summarizing and comparing the documents, you're also like, let's say if we were in a criminal matter, you'd be able to go into Matter AI and ask it to provide a timeline of, let's say it was a robbery. You can go in and ask it to provide a timeline of that robbery. You can ask it to provide a chronology for you as well. And so look, there's a million things you're going to be able to do with Matter AI. Again, it's a brief example, but the idea of this is that we are really looking to just streamline that document searching and document drafting for you through using this feature. And really overall, it's going to be allowing you guys to do a lot more in a lot less time. And so look, what I would suggest to each of you is, if you have a few minutes after this webinar, or even during lunch, you have Matter AI in the system, open it and try it out for yourself, try it in a file, ask it a question, and you'll pick it up quite quickly. Again, though, if any of you have any questions, myself and Sabina are more than happy to be answering them now for you. Or maybe, I know sometimes it's hard to think when you're being shown it, but if you're going through it yourselves and questions come up, feel free to reach out to myself directly or Sabina.
Yeah, well done, Laurencia. Thank you so much. It's Matter AI is absolutely fantastic, and I know the people who are on this webinar are people who you directly have asked a lot about the AI. So I suppose one of the things that we all should note is, you know, AI is here to stay. It's ever evolving and ever changing and ever growing. So it's definitely something to try and start utilizing within LEAP, and I think, you know, we'll all see the benefits of it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate it. I know in the next webinar, we might try and focus on another feature of AI, as well as other topics that we might be, that people might suggest or send us emails or guidance on that they would like to cover. And yeah, I just want to thank you all very much for coming to the webinar, and thanks, Laurencia, for your time. And yeah, we will chat to you soon, and we will send you a follow-up email with the details and a recording of the webinar. So thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thanks a million.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.